End of racing over the Saturday and Sunday. We are contesting the Brisker Formula 2 British Championship this Saturday night, and tomorrow afternoon it's going to be the Scottish Championship. We've got a big field in the pits tonight, well over 60 cars by the look of things, and already a good number of those out there to contest heat number one, including a good many Englishmen. Okay, so let's get all those Brisker Formula 2 stock cars lined up and revved up for the first heat of the night. We are on the rolling lap. Englishmen in this one include 56 Len Perkins in the yellows, 151 Tony Lampard in the blues, along with the Irishman 178 George Fagan. The red tops in this heat are 696 Dougie Wilson, 721 Graham Kelly, 100 George McMillan, 1 Rob Speak, 622 Darren Bingley, and 25 from Ireland Graham Moore. It's clean and green in heat number one at the British Championship. We've got an awful lot of white tops in this event, and we're surely going to see quite a lot of action. Here's the Reds interview for the first time. Down the home straight they go. Rospeak right after 721 Graham Kelly, who've been involved in quite a feud over the last few weeks of racing. And already those two hard charges are siding their way through the pack at a tremendous rate of knots. Darren Bingley there chasing after 696 Dougie Wilson. They're going through the pack. We've lost the wheel on Scotch Corner, and that instantly brings out the yellow flags, and we will no doubt have to have a complete restart. So it's a complete restart. The cause of the stoppage was 233 Will Lindsay, who lost the wheel. Clean and green, take two. And it's 147 Richard Kemley who leads him down the home straight for the first time as we look at the red top charge. Darren Bingley very impatient to get on the inside of 100 George McMillan. Desperately trying to keep in touch with Rob Speaking, nearly cooks it there, moving through Scotch Corner. McMillan in 100, really on a charge over the last few weeks, but under pressure from Bingley there, who just about recovers in time. McMillan the victim of that little escapade. 147 your leader, moving through turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Bingley in hot pursuit of Rob Speak down the back straight, but we have yellow flags again. The victim who went into the race wall very, very hard indeed was the East Coaster Englander. That was 151 Tony Lampard. And that car looks utterly destroyed. We have decided to keep it under caution, although only a few laps have been completed. The pace car brings them round. In race order, 147 Richard Kemley, your early leader. Rob Speak beginning to size his way through the pack. Darren Bingley desperately trying to keep with him. They resume racing, and already Rob Speak looking for the inside of the Northern Islander. 178 George Fagan, 622 Darren Bingley puts the bumper in on 696 Dougie Wilson and nearly tangles out with the Scotsman in his old car. Dives up the inside of the yellow tops. Oh, and he's really been hit hard there by Dougie Wilson in 696. Really has to put the hammer down quite quickly on the inside of the Irishman to try and get clean away. Where's Speaky? We're looking for Robert. Oh, he was tangled out a little earlier on. I lost sight of him there and he lost valuable time. Darren Bingley, the early star charger in heat number 1. A couple of whites go to the wall right in front of him. And Bingley nips on through right behind 255, and that's Kenny Armstrong. And we have yellows again. It looks like Douglas Stevens in car 63 on turns 3 and 4 is requiring attention. So a real chaotic start to heat number 1 on British Championship night. So the brake pace car brings them round again. We're still in the early stages of heat number 1. Richard Kemley in 147 still has the advantage, but making the most of the chaos all around him. Darren Bingley is already lying around 5th place at the moment as they just reorganise the places. 255 Kenny Armstrong just immediately ahead of him. 696 Dougie Wilson just behind, putting in a good drive in the ex-Darren Bingley car. Rob Speake lost a little bit of time earlier on as he nipped inside the pack, caught the Nerf bar with his rear bumper and nearly half spun. Bingley and Wilson made the most of that. About to go green. We go green and heat number 1 resumes. Bingley really trying to make the most of his advantage now, nipping inside Kenny Armstrong. He's up to 4th place in heat number 1. Just has Mel Robinson in 42 just ahead of him. He's up to 3rd now as 116 Andy Cochran takes the lead in his Higman. Bingley now through Scotch Corner into 2nd place, chasing after the yellow top 116 Andy Cochran. It's gone very well early season when he had a white top with that car. Won a grand final here at the race wall, but now he's under pressure from the Englishman from Cumbria. 622 Darren Bingley takes the lead, although Cochran has a little look back on Scotch Corner, but it's Bingley who leads heat number 1 on British Championship night at the race wall Cowdenbeath. Oh, nearly hit the wall there, and Parkinson did so. Darren Bingley seems to have a problem, and Cochran is up the inside of the Englishman. Bingley really having to have a big fight on his hands here, desperately trying to put the power down. Kelly in 721 from Aberdeen, lying in 3rd place and closing on the top 2. 622, Darren Bingley leading. 116, Andy Cochran is 2nd. Then comes 721, Graham Kelly. 100, George McMillan. Number 1, Rob Speake. And 696, Dougie Wilson. So it's Higman's 1, 2, 3. And looking to be 4th in the pack is number 1, Rob Speake. Really on a charge now after his early race error. 622 leads the pack. 116, Andy Cochran next. Then comes Kelly in 721. Number 1, Rob Speake is 4th. And then comes 100, George McMillan, and 696, Dougie Wilson. Heat number 1 moving up to be quite an electric pace. Bingley have to be wary of the white tops he's about to pass. 606 goes wide. Kelly goes to the wall and looks to lose his valuable places. Bingley having to pass fellow Englishman 177, Alan Skayman, and keeps a tidy line as he moves a little bit further ahead of 116, Andy Cochran in 2nd place. Rob Speake in car 1 now moves into 3rd as Kelly in 721 has to retire to the infield after his mistake on the home straight. Moving down the laps in heat number 1, it's a red top charge, only broken up by this superb drive being brought to bear by 116 Andy Cochran. Speaky now really making a charge in 3rd place and closing. So it's a red top train, but those final positions still could change. Bingley with quite a comfortable lead, but who can deny the class of Rob Speake in car 1, really closing them down. It's 622 with 3 laps remaining for 116, but he's been chopped up there by number 1 Rob Speake, the world champion, defending his British crown tonight. Moving into 2nd place and closing the gap between himself and Darren Bingley. 2 laps left. And I'll be delighted if Bingley does manage to take this win. We're going to be on the last lap next time around, because it's going to be one in the eye for Sam Neat. 1 lap left. Speaky really trying to reel him in. He is closing the gap, but that gap is still too large to threaten Darren Bingley in heat number 1. Just moves through turns 3 and 4 for the last time. It's going to be the Cumbrian Superstars win. Number 1, Robsby, came in second. In third was 100 George McMillan. Coming home fourth after a superb drive, 1:16 Andy Cochran. In fifth was 17 Paul Reed. Sixth was 6:96 Dougie Wilson.